After getting drunk, I accidentally called my boss instead of customer service. 20 minutes into the rambling call, she sounded impatient. Are you done? I need to sleep. Me. Sniffling. You haven't said goodnight to me. Baby. Emily, goodnight. I persisted. You didn't say baby the next morning. Emily stood glowering at my desk. John. My office. Now. At 7:30 a.m. The familiar blare of my alarm clock jolted me awake. My pounding headache made me question if I'd been drinking paint thinner last night. Screw this. Maybe I should play hooky? Grabbing my phone, I faked a raspy voice while calling Emily. Boss. I'm sick cough, can I take a sick day? A derisive snort came through the receiver. What was that about? Had she seen through my act? I amped up the nasal congestion. Really? MS. Johnson. Cough. At the hospital now? 2 seconds of silence. Then her honeyed reply. Of course. Since you're hospitalized. Text me a photo from the ER. Will do. Cough, thanks, boss. I hooped. Instantly Googling and 4-drip photo to send the contact labeled pain in the ass. Mission accomplished. Then my blood froze as I scrolled up our chat history. Last night, pain in the ass. Done yet? Sleeping. Me. Where's my baby goodnight? Pain in the ass. Good night. Me, where's baby? My soul left my body. Holy shit. I'd drunkenly harassed the CEO. Worse. She knew I'd been drinking while I pretended to be hospitalized. Frantically hitting recall message, I realized the 2-minute window had expired. New message. Seems critical. Which hospital? I'll visit. Me. Miraculous recovery. No need. Emily. Coming to work then? Me. Yes, ma'am. Emily. Clock in within the hour, or it's AWOL. I raced to the office sans breakfast. Sliding into my cubicle at 8:29 a.m. Emily swept through the doors moments later, pausing to shoot me a look that said village idiot spotted. I face-bombed, pretending to type furiously. My cubicle neighbor Mike elbowed me. Dude, the boss totally I-fucked you. Spill the tea. Flushing crimson at the memory of demanding baby from our ICCO. I confessed the whole disaster. Last night's reunion got wild. Bragged about having a hot girlfriend. Nobody bought it. They dare me to call her. Meant to dial the telecom hotline. But drunk me called Emily instead. Made her call me baby and say goodnight. I groaned. Earlier, the phone company called about my plan upgrade. Figured I'd use their callback number for the prank. Didn't realize Emily had tried calling me earlier. Drunk me just redialed the last number. Mike's guffaws echoed through the office. So did she actually say it? The B word? My death glare answered him. Somewhere across the glass-walled expanse, Emily's stiletto heels clicked rhythmically toward her corner office, each tap sounding like a judge's gavel. I glared at him. What the hell are you yelling for? If she actually called me baby, I'd probably wake up screaming from nightmares. The memory of her piercing stare made my skin crawl. Mike seemed to share my discomfort, his smile fading as his body stiffened like stone, only his eyebrows twitching unnaturally on his frozen face. A chill crept up my spine. Before I could turn around, that familiar voice hissed, "Annoying brat?" Emily stood behind me, eyes blazing with enough fury to skin me alive. Boss, what are you doing here? Ha ha. My forced laughter sounded more like a wounded animal as I stood there awkwardly digging my toes into the floor. Emily shot me a venomous look and dialed her phone. 2 seconds later, my device lit up with annoying Brad on the caller ID. Her face flushed crimson when she saw my screen. She hung up and immediately sent a voice call which also displayed annoying brat when my phone buzzed again. John. Emily spat through clenched teeth, but her own phone interrupted with a call. After answering, she jabbed a finger at me. John. My office. Now. The door slammed behind her with finality. My blood turned to ice. Was I getting fired? 30 minutes later, I sat in her office drafting a handwritten resignation letter. This hellhole wasn't worth another second of my life. Since I was leaving anyway, why hold back? I fantasized about cursing her out, slapping the resignation on her desk, and storming out like a boss. The office door creaked open. Emily strode in and settled into her executive chair, examining her manicured nails. "Anything to say?" she asked casually, crossing her legs. I stood tall. "I quit." "Quit?" She spun her diamond wristwatch. "Certain? Would I joke about this? Stay and let you sabotage me? Hell no. Who can endure this endless overtime? No time for dating. Denied sick leave. This place is inhuman." I slammed my resignation on the desk. "Read it. Per labor law, I'm gone in 30 days whether you like it or not. Withhold 1 cent of my pay and I'll sue." Tilting my chin up, I finally felt victorious after 5 years of servitude. Emily scanned my resignation letter. "Small pond breeds big monsters. Shallow water teems with turtles. Farewell. This is your professional resignation?" Her eyebrow arched. I shifted uncomfortably. "Got a problem with that, John?" She leaned forward, eyes gleaming. "Know what we discussed in today's executive meeting?" "Don't care. I'm out." "Oh." Her lips curved. "The board unanimously approved your promotion to VP. But since you're resigning," she tapped my resignation letter meaningfully. My jaw dropped. "Promotion? Not punishment. I reward competence," she said coolly. "But if you prefer," her pen hovered over the document. Panicking, I lunged for the paper, but she snatched it away. With a flourish, Emily signed her name and slid it toward me. "Your move? John. John, congratulations on your resignation. No need to wait 30 days. You can leave right now." Emily walked over and patted my shoulder with a sly grin. "Don't forget to treat everyone to a farewell dinner tonight." Oh God, what have I done? My vision blurred as I nearly dropped dead on the spot, clutching that stupid resignation letter. I desperately tried to salvage the situation. Emily turned back when she saw me rooted in place. "Still here? Waiting for me to buy you lunch?" I hunched like a quail, mustering courage to ask, "Boss, can I stay?" "I'm not your boss. I'm the turtle." Emily deadpanned. "Wow. Still holding grudges." I forced a grin, doubling down on shamelessness. "No, no. How could you be a turtle? You're the gorgeous CEO." Her lips twitched suspiciously as she shot me a sidelong glance. I nodded earnestly. "Absolutely. You're my idol." Emily cleared her throat, struggling to maintain composure. "Fine. You pass. Get back to work. What about the promotion and raise?" I wiggled my eyebrows. She rolled her eyes dramatically. "Relax. You'll get it. Go coordinate with VP Mike first." "You got it." The day flew by with endless meetings. Of course, overtime is our corporate destiny. Just as I lamented my fate, Mom's call came through. "John, where are you? I told you to meet that blind date after work. Don't tell me you forgot." My brain short-circuited. Crap. Totally forgot. It's already 8 p.m. Before I could make excuses, Mom's saccharine voice warned, "This girl's my coworker's daughter. No date. Sleep on the streets tonight." Trapped. I grabbed my jacket when Emily materialized before me. "No clients today," she noted, watching me adjust my tie. "Got a hot date?" Checking my watch, I mumbled, "Mom arranged a blind date." Her expression darkened. "Where? Why report to you? You're not my girlfriend." I snapped, then remembered my pending promotion. "The Grand Mall. Same direction. I'll drive." "Wait. She's going there too?" In the elevator, her pale fingers jabbed buttons restlessly. Passing coworkers whispered behind hands, creating awkward tension. My mouth moved before my brain. "So, why Grand Mall?" Her finger froze on the button. "Dinner. Problem?" she said, voice cold as ice. The black SUV entered the mall parking. I headed for the elevators, and Emily followed, straight into the same upscale French restaurant. I gaped at the Le Jardin Amoureux sign. You're eating here? Seriously? She marched past in stilettos, ignoring male diners' stares. Who dines alone at a $500 per person love nest? Spotting a pink-dressed girl by the window, I approached. Excuse me, Miss Jess? Yes. She looked up at the sound, closing the book she'd been reading and offering me a soft smile. When her dimples appeared, I felt my heart take a million-point sweetness critical hit. My unreliable mom actually told the truth this time. My face flushed as I nervously fumbled for words, hastily apologizing. Sorry I'm late. Jess, traffic was terrible. She glanced at her phone, her expression gentle. No problem. I just arrived too. You're busy with work, delays happen. Her eyes crinkled. Just call me Jess. My jaw nearly dropped. This angel actually existed? Let's get married right now. Dinner flew by in a haze of chemistry. When I offered to drive her home, she accepted with a shy nod. I chivalrously carried Jess' purse, only to freeze when a familiar figure blocked our path. Emily stood there with crossed arms, her stiletto tapping impatiently. The air turned glacial. Jess looked between us. John, who is this? She's my tongue tangled like headphone wires. Your wife, right? Jess snatched her purse back, voice trembling. You're disgusting. Her jerk echoed through the restaurant as she stormed out, leaving me drowning in strangers' judgmental stares. I wanted to scream boss. She's my boss. At her retreating figure, my first real shot at love in 29 years, murdered by corporate overlords. Fuming, I returned to Emily's table and devoured her barely touched lobster thermidor. If I lost love, I'd damn well expense this meal. I flagged the waiter for more truffle dishes and a bottle of Remy Martin. Let the company card bleed. Emily watched silently, long lashes fluttering over coffee-stirring fingers. For half a heartbeat, the chandelier light caught her profile just right, and no, absolutely not. That was Stockholm Syndrome talking. John. Her spoon clinked against porcelain. Drive me home. I choked on my cognac. It's after hours. Call your assistant. MS. Wong's unavailable. She rose gracefully, designer blazer emphasizing curves that even my rage couldn't ignore. Company policy, executive transportation priority. Refuse, and I'll deduct it from your bonus. The drive passed in suffocating silence until Emily spoke to the rain-streaked window. Mad about your failed date? What gave it away? I death-gripped the steering wheel. She huffed. I never said wife. Her assumption. Besides a faint pout, she wasn't even pretty. My eyes flicked to the rearview mirror. Moonlight silvered her loose waves, glinted off the Cartier necklace resting against collarbones that could star in Renaissance paintings. Damn her for being objectively stunning. As we pulled into her driveway, she lingered with hand on the car door. For what it's worth, a rare hesitation. You deserve better than rushed setups. The slam of her door punctuated the sentence. I drove home clutching the stolen $3,000 cognac, my consolation prize for surviving capitalism's latest emotional bombing. Emily was indeed beautiful. I still remembered when she first joined the company. Several fresh graduates, including myself, were instantly smitten. One after another, guys launched passionate pursuits, only to have their hopes dashed days later when someone exposed her as the CEO's daughter. Terrified young men resigned overnight. Later, when her parents embarked on a world tour, Emily took full control of the company. Her ruthless efficiency and icy professionalism eventually deterred all suitors, though co-workers coined plenty of nicknames for her behind her back. So what did she mean by that comment earlier? Could she actually be interested in me? I stole glances at her immaculate makeup in the rearview mirror throughout the drive, swallowing my questions. As we entered her gated community, I opened the car door for her. You're home. Can I leave now? Emily checked her wristwatch. It's late. A boy like you shouldn't walk home alone. Let me drive you back. What the hell? I blurted out. Are you insane? Before I could stop myself. Though handsome, I'm clearly a grown man. What danger could I possibly face? Her expression darkened instantly under the streetlight. Crossing her arms, she tilted her chin. Care to repeat that? I shriveled. I meant I'm insane. How could I think you'd ever like me? You're just torturing me for revenge. I muttered about resigning as she tossed me her car keys. How will you get to work tomorrow? I protested. I own more than one car, she said coolly before striding away. Damn rich people. I drove her Bentley home only to be ambushed by Mrs. Anderson. Since when could you afford this? John, my neighbor gasped before concluding triumphantly. It's your girlfriend's, isn't it? Before I could deny it, she'd spread rumors across the neighborhood. Days later, even my mother confronted me. Why hide your wealthy girlfriend? I canceled all your blind dates. My love life's ruined. I glared daggers at Emily during the next day's presentation. She cornered me post-meeting. Problem? Thanks to you. I'm single now. Her eyes glinted. Good. Focus on work instead of daydreaming. Compensate me then. Give a bonus or tangerines at least. I snapped, leaning across her desk until her thigh brushed mine. She purred. I'll get you a girlfriend. Assuming she meant setting me up, I stormed out. At closing time, Emily reappeared at my desk. Not tonight. I growled before she could speak. Your Highness will have to find another chauffeur. She blinked at me. No time. Another blind date? The mention of blind dates made my blood boil. You have the nerve to ask. I stayed single for 29 years, 29 whole years. Finally had a shot at ending this streak. And you ruined it. Not only that, my mom stopped setting me up because of you. And now Emily keeps making me work overtime. How am I supposed to meet anyone? Frustration bubbled up as I grabbed my things. Wait. John. My bad. Emily caught my arm. Sincerity in her eyes. Let me drive you home tonight as an apology. Deal? Drizzles tapped the window. Calculating silently, $40 cab ride versus free ride with Emily's car stocked with Coke. I shrugged. Let's go. As Emily's car pulled up to my apartment, there stood my mom under an umbrella. Her gaze bounced between us. John, who's this? Your girlfriend? Before I could protest, Emily extended her hand. Mrs. Wilson, I'm Emily Johnson, John's colleague. Please call me Emily. Emily. Mom beamed, dragging her toward the elevator. Come upstairs for dinner. I hissed through gritted teeth. Mom. She's my boss. Mom's eyes sparkled. Such a beautiful boss. You better hold on to this one. Mortified, I watched Emily swagger into our apartment. At dinner, Mom bombarded her with questions about family and finances. Ignoring my frantic coughs, Emily answered everything. Might as well have recited her social security number. 3 drinks in, Dad wobbled his glass at Emily. I like this kid. Let's have another. Dad. I intercepted. She's a woman. So. Dad slurred. Back home, women drink 2 bottles a pop. Panic set in. Emily usually sipped champagne at corporate events while others took shots. But before I could stop them, Emily slammed her glass down. Your dad's right. I'm from whiskey country. Let's do this. Facepalming. I retreated to the bathroom. Returning minutes later, I found Emily face down on the table. Mom yanked Dad's ear. You old fool. What if you gave your future daughter-in-law alcohol poisoning? Scarlet-cheeked, I hauled Emily to her car. Mom waved cheerfully. Call me when you get her home. In Emily's penthouse elevator, I struggled with her dead weight. The moment I laid her on the couch, drunken fingers hooked my neck. Who are you? Emily giggled, cheeks flushed as she squished my face. So pretty. Batting away her wandering hands, I tried to escape, only for her to whimper, clutching her head where it bumped the sofa arm. Let me see. Reaching instinctively, my wrist got trapped. She nuzzled my shoulder. Warm breath tickling my ear. You wanted compensation. Her voice melted into honeyed tones. How about me? I froze as her lips brushed my jawline. Don't want me? Pouting. She hiccuped. Fine. I'll dock your pay. With clumsy fingers, she popped her top button, revealing porcelain skin flushed pink. Her drunken smile glowed. Well? I fought the urge to get a nosebleed, desperately trying to maintain composure. Seduction. This was pure, unadulterated seduction. How could anyone resist this? Mom, I want to go home. My face burned crimson as I struggled to push her away. Instead, she grabbed me, wrapping her arms around my neck and pressing her soft body against mine. Pouting with feigned disappointment, she murmured, John, are you trying to do something naughty? She glared at me, withdrawing one hand to trace circles on my chest with her index finger. You are planning something bad. Don't think I don't know. Let me make this clear, you can't. Even though my heart pounded wildly, anticipation tightening my throat. You what about me? She suddenly gagged. Oh God. Emily vomited all over me. Help. I'm a total germaphobe. After emptying her stomach, Emily passed out like nothing happened. I nearly kicked her in frustration, but held back. Sighing, I carried her to the master bed, tucked her in, and waited until her breathing steadied. Sniffing my ruined clothes, I recoiled at the sour stench permeating even my pants. Disgusting. Left with no choice, I stripped down to my boxers. Thankfully, the Johnsons had a dryer. Soon my clothes were clean and warm. Assuming Emily was still comatose, I tiptoed into the bathroom and locked the door to change. Darkness enveloped the bathroom until I flipped the switch, then froze. There stood Emily, completely naked, adjusting the shower temperature. Our eyes met. A tea-kettle-sharp scream pierced the air as she scrambled for a towel and hosed me down with the shower head. John, why are you in my house? Get out. Wait, why was I here? I didn't remember. Shrieking, I lunged for the door but couldn't unlock it. Damn it. How'd I mess up my own escape? Just as panic set in, a pale, elegant hand reached past me and clicked the lock open. Now dressed in pajamas, Emily stood arms akimbo, cheeks puffing like an overfed hamster. John, explain yourself. Why are you? Her gaze dropped below my collarbone, face erupting in scarlet. And why aren't you dressed? Instinctively covering myself, I belatedly realized, wait, I'm still wearing boxers. Had she developed amnesia after sobering up? Avoiding her stare, my face burned. But wait, I did nothing wrong. Rallying courage, I retorted, ask yourself. I tried taking you home, but you clung to me, then puked on me. No clean clothes. This was my only option. Eyebrows furrowed. She studied me skeptically. Really? Watching her struggle to recall, a mischievous idea sparked. Coughing solemnly, I added, a certain someone did promise to compensate me personally. You know. Emily's eyes widened, blush deepening. Oh, really? Would I lie? She tilted her head, fox-like eyes narrowing, that tiny mole beneath her eye enhancing her painting perfect allure. Enough to steal souls. Mesmerized, I didn't react until she stood on tiptoes and kissed my cheek. My brain short-circuited. Emily. What? Pink-cheeked. She huffed and poked my chest. You saw everything. Aren't you going to take responsibility? John, where's your honor? Responsibility? You saw me too. Shouldn't you take responsibility? She narrowed her eyes and giggled. Fine then. John, this young lady takes responsibility for you. Consider yourself officially stamped from now on. You're my boyfriend. What kind of plot twist is this? A domineering female CEO falling for me? The forceful acquisition trope? Before I could react, her arms snaked around my neck again. Her dewy lips pressed against mine, soft and sweet like cotton candy. My breath hitched as I instinctively braced against the wall. She hummed in dissatisfaction. grabbing my hand to place it on her waist. Something snapped in my brain. I pulled her tightly against me, responding with fervor. The rushing shower water mingled with our heated breaths, creating an unbroken symphony of sound. When reason finally returned, Emily still complained of dizziness. Reluctantly, I carried her back to bed. The drunken Emily clung to me like a kitten, mewling protests when I tried to leave. After much coaxing, she finally released me, only to claim fear of darkness and demand I stay. What could I do? She was my girlfriend now. I held her close, patting her back until sleep claimed her. I studied her sleeping face, marveling at how this exquisite creature, with her long lashes casting shadows and adorable sleep-puckered lips, differed so drastically from her daytime Ice Queen persona. My laughter died as reality settled. Her confession, could it be real? Memories of our years working together surfaced. Pretending I never felt attraction would be lies. Yet Emily always shone too brightly, an untouchable star driving me to work harder, hoping she might notice. When years passed without acknowledgement, I buried my feelings. Now this. Excitement warred with fear, fear of drunken ramblings, fear of deluding myself. Sighing, I tucked the blankets around her and retreated to the guest room. Morning revealed Emily in an apron, surrounded by breakfast spread. My jaw dropped. Since when did the pampered heiress cook? Then I spotted the takeout containers and her assistant Mike sneaking out the door. Wanted to surprise you, Emily admitted sheepishly. But you woke up too early. Overcome with emotion, I reached for her, only to freeze under Mike's scrutinizing gaze. The assistant's eyes darted between us, nodding with dawning understanding. Wait, it's not what you think, I protested. Emily pulled me into her arms, tapping my nose. Eat up, troublemaker. We'll be late. As Mike fled, I groaned. Now she'll think you have to explain. Emily pouted. Why? Don't want to take responsibility? Her wounded expression broke me. After persistent begging, she finally called Mike to request discretion. During our commute, Emily remained sullen until prodded. John, am I really your girlfriend? Of course. Why ask? Her eyes glistened. Then why hide us? The vulnerability in her voice pierced my heart. I froze for a moment, instinctively lowering my head. Everything had happened too fast. Even now, I couldn't understand why someone as outstanding as Emily Johnson would take interest in someone like me. Was it simply because I worked hard? We came from completely different worlds. She was probably just toying with me. Sighing internally, I offered an excuse. Emily, don't you think we're moving too fast? With my upcoming promotion, people might assume I'm climbing the corporate ladder through connections if we go public now. That wouldn't look good for either of us. She tapped her manicured nails on the steering wheel before nodding. Fair point. But you're wrong about one thing. Confused, I asked. What? Beckoning me closer with a sly smile, she suddenly pulled me into a kiss that left my cheek burning. Her warm breath tickled my ear as she whispered, Still calling me Emily? Shouldn't it be baby? Memories of our drunken night flooded back, turning my ears crimson. I practically leaped out of the car. Emily caught my arm, forcing me to call her baby 99 times before we agreed to keep our relationship secret. Arriving at the office first, I pretended to work when she sauntered in later. Her lingering glance at my desk made me gulp nervously. The way she walked straight into her private office without acknowledgement felt illicit. Colleagues' chatter snapped me from my thoughts. Why's the Ice Queen glowing today? Found a boyfriend? More likely closed a big deal. Another scoffed. Mike Brown slapped my shoulder. Right, John. I jumped like scalded. What's with you today? Mike frowned. Didn't sleep well? Just don't like the nickname. I cleared my throat. It's disrespectful. They exchanged glances before changing topics. Anyway, there's a new hire named Sarah Davis. Total knockout. My pen slipped. Sarah Davis? Could it be the same Sarah from my childhood? We'd grown up dirt poor in the same alley. Both academic stars. When I won a math competition securing admission to a top university, Sarah begged for tutoring. But the tutoring session took a dark turn. She emerged wearing only lace lingerie. Help me get into the same university too. She'd purred, blocking the door. Take care of my competitor, and I'll do anything. Shoving past her, I tore up the photo she'd given me. Don't ever scheme like this again. I thought it ended there. Until weeks later, walking home through our alley, I heard desperate screams. I rushed over in a panic and saw 3 or 4 punks surrounding a girl. Her school uniform lay discarded on the ground. Textbooks scattered everywhere from her torn backpack. The girl knelt on the pavement, her hair yanked as someone slapped her face. After the beating, 2 of them exchanged glances and started dragging her deeper into the alley. Fury surged through me. I charged forward and grappled with them. During the scuffle, I managed to seize their metal pipe and broke one punk's leg, finally rescuing the girl in the chaos. We ran several blocks before stopping to catch our breath. That's when I recognized her. This was the same girl Sarah Davis had once asked me to target. When I'd refused, that snake must have hired these thugs instead. Considering our family's long-standing ties, I kept Sarah's involvement secret when sending the traumatized girl home. But the punk I'd injured flipped the story, accusing me of unprovoked assault. To protect myself, I revealed Sarah's role, but the thug denied knowing her. With no evidence of their harassment campaign, I was labeled the aggressor, ordered to pay $200,000 in damages or face jail time. The victim's father ultimately covered the compensation, but I lost my college recommendation, got demoted to Class H, and became a social pariah, ending up at a third-tier university. That day taught me the world's inherent unfairness. Playing hero without power only destroys yourself. Since then, I've weighed every action carefully until hearing Sarah Davis again today. My fists clenched involuntarily. How dare she show her face here after all these years? You mentioned Sarah Davis being attractive? Any photos? I asked casually, suppressing rage. No need. Here I am. A woman in a black slip dress entered, removing her sunglasses with theatrical flair. John Wilson. Long time no see. She extended a hand I ignored. Still the same stubborn mule. Sarah sneered, brushing imaginary dust off my desk's post-it notes. No wonder you're still single. I fired back, as the new hire. You'll handle coffee runs and printing. Any objections? She laughed mockingly. Check your position. John, you're just a department manager. Suck up to me unless you want unemployment. With that, the peacock strutted away, slamming my mouse. I turned to Mike. What's her deal? Connected newcomer. He whispered. Untouchable. My investigation revealed Sarah's dating the Johnson family nephew, explaining her VP assistant position. Worse, if she marries into the Johnsons, I'd have to call her cousin-in-law. Unacceptable. While plotting, I overheard Emily's assistant and HR's Lena venting. That entitled brat becomes VP assistant overnight? After my decade here? Her type climbs high but falls harder. Lena agreed. The quarterly meeting announced my promotion to VP. Notably, Sarah now flanked Emily while the original assistant sat marginalized. Oddly, Sarah kept shooting terrified glances at Emily throughout. Post-meeting, Emily denied knowing Sarah, pinning Sarah in an empty corridor after work. I demanded answers. Get out. John, don't think becoming vice president makes you special. I'm dating the nephew of the Johnson family's head. I could have you fired in a heartbeat. She swung her purse at me, but I caught it and threw it down. Sarah, I still hold your secrets. Don't push your luck. What secrets? She avoided eye contact, backing away nervously, feigning confidence. I uttered 3 words. Emily. Her body jerked as if electrocuted. Grabbing my arm, she hissed. You were involved too. If she finds out about what happened years ago, we'll both drown. You won't tell her, right? What did I do? I don't recall. I kept fishing for information. Her nails dug into my flesh. Even if you're innocent, I'll tell her you hired those thugs to bully her, planning some hero act, that you targeted her family money. I'll paint myself as your blackmailed childhood friend who tried stopping you. Memories exploded in my mind, a girl with fox-like eyes, porcelain skin, a beauty mark under her eye, and mischievous canine teeth when she smiled. The child's face overlapped with Emily's features perfectly. The universe's cruel joke. The girl I'd saved long ago became my girlfriend. Grabbing Sarah's wrist, I countered, "Your story's full of holes. If I hired them, why'd they try suing me? This was your scheme. You wanted Emily out of that competition. When I refused, you found those gangsters yourself. If I hadn't passed by that day." Sarah smirked triumphantly. "So what? Will Emily believe you or her future sister-in-law? Cross me, and you're gone." She flounced away, confident I'd stay silent. Perfect ID gotten exactly what I needed. Saving the voice recording from my pocket, I returned to my office. Let her enjoy her last dance. At lunch, I took Emily to the French bistro downstairs. She clung to my arm like a child guarding her favorite toy, peering around for coworkers. My chest tightened. Had she known all along? Was that why she pursued me? Mid-meal, I finally asked, "Emily, did we know each other before?" She paused, then giggled. "So Mr. John from sophomore year class 1 finally remembers?" My suspicions confirmed. I pressed, "Why wait until now? Why not tell me when I joined the company?" I tried hinting. She puffed her cheeks adorably. "At first I thought you disliked me. Then when you asked me to call you baby, I finally confessed. I've loved you since that rescue." Overwhelmed, I pulled her into an embrace. "I'll protect you always. Emily." She blinked playfully. "My personal bodyguard? For how long? Forever?" "Forever," I promised, kissing her crown. After sharing our hearts, I played the recording, comparing notes. We discovered Sarah's grand deception. She'd impersonated the Davis family's overseas-based heiress, exploiting their low domestic profile. Emily tapped her chin thoughtfully. "Easy fix. My parents' golden anniversary party next month. We'll invite the real Davis family. Business circles honor such invitations." I gulped at meeting her parents. She pinched my ear teasingly. "Don't want to come?" Plenty of wealthy young men would jump at this chance. All right. I surrendered. I'll suffer through it. The golden anniversary gala overflowed with glittering guests. Emily dragged me to her parents. Before I could speak, "Mrs. Johnson," exclaimed, "So this is John. The husband praises your business sense, while my daughter here makes you sound like some comic book hero. Nice to see your flesh and blood." Emily huffed. "Mom, I never said that." Her pretend irritation couldn't hide the love shining in her eyes. Mr. Johnson also nodded in agreement. I don't see anything special either. If he wants to marry my daughter, we'll need to see how he performs in the future." Mrs. Johnson rolled her eyes at them and comforted me by holding my hand. "Don't listen to these two. They've got sharp tongues but soft hearts. You'll understand after marriage. Auntie knows you're capable. When we retire, the family business will be entrusted to you and Emily." I nodded in agreement. And only then did Mrs. Johnson feel reassured, asking Emily to show me around. After 2 laps around the venue, Emily suddenly needed to use the restroom and told me to wait. While idly nibbling on cake, I saw Sarah Davis walking over arm in arm with Shen Yen, swaggering conspicuously. She glanced at me with mockery dripping from her voice. "Well, if it isn't Vice President John? No girlfriend to bring? Eating cake alone? Then again, at such an exclusive gala, this must be your first time experiencing real high society." Shen Yan, who knew my actual position at the company, gave me an awkward smile and tried to pull Sarah away. Uncomprehending, Sarah persisted. Why are you dragging me? He's just hired help for your family. Can't we even speak truthfully now? Whispers rippled through the crowd. Whose daughter is this? Such poor upbringing. Isn't that the nephew's girlfriend? The Johnsons have an actual heir. Why is some shareless nephew's partner acting so entitled? Sarah flushed with anger at the comments, hitting Xinyan's arm. You hear how they talk about you? Go tell your uncle to fire John right now. Go. Who's firing John? Did anyone consult me? The crowd parted as Emily emerged with commanding presence, instantly silencing the room. Linking arms with me, she smiled warmly. John is my boyfriend and future co-manager of our corporation. Before talking about firing him, perhaps consider whether you possess such authority. The room erupted in congratulatory murmurs. Sarah stood frozen, disbelief twisting her features. You're together? Yes, we are. Emily glared at her before turning to Xinyan. Cousin, control your girlfriend. She's embarrassing us at this important event. Xinyan forced a smile. She's the Davis heiress. I thought she understood etiquette. Davis heiress? I pointed toward the entrance. The real Davis heiress seems to have just arrived. All heads turned as the Davis family made their entrance, the crowd immediately swarming to greet them. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson went to welcome their guests. Xinyan finally understood the deception when he saw the elegant, authentic Davis heiress, violently shaking off Sarah's arm. Sarah, you claim to be the heiress. Explain that. Sarah avoided his gaze. Maybe she's the imposter. You're still lying? Parents wouldn't mistake their own daughter. Do you even believe your nonsense? Xinyan stormed off to network with the real heiress, abandoning Sarah to public ridicule. Seething with resentment, Sarah suddenly rushed to Emily. Emily, I must tell you, John was the one who bullied you years ago. He planned everything. Emily cut her off, playing a recording at full volume. Sarah's own voice echoed through the gala. Just drug her drink and take compromising photos. The Johnsons will disown her. The crowd gasped as Sarah turned deathly pale. The commotion drew Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Upon learning Sarah was behind their daughter's past trauma, they immediately had her detained and vowed to reinvestigate the case. Police cars arrived before Sarah could react. She fainted from terror and was carried away. Later, Emily took me back to our high school for nostalgic night exploration. We sneaked over the wall, chased by the aging golden retriever we'd nicknamed Goldie. Emily pacified him with sausage, laughing breathlessly. Goldie's forgotten me after just a few years. Lucky he's old now. He'd have caught us in our prime. I patted her back, grinning. Absolutely. Sweetheart, you're always right. Walking through campus, she suddenly sat me down at the basketball court. Close your eyes, surprise time. When I opened them, she revealed a scrapbook filled with my photos, shooting hoops, studying, even sleeping. See this one? Basketball court action shot. She pointed at the hoop, winking. This was you reading. This when you napped. Each photo had colorful doodles and diary entries. John's my hero. So handsome. How do I confess? Maybe stalk and tackle him. Just kidding. Taking sneaky pics instead. She noticed me reading the fine print at the bottom and gasped, quickly covering her notebook with flushed cheeks that burned all the way to her earlobes. As I gazed at her delicate features, my heartbeat thundered wildly. Suddenly, she threw herself into my arms, whispering breathlessly near my ear, John Wilson, I've actually liked you for so long, years and years. Do you like me too? My arms tightened around her as warmth flooded my voice. Of course I do. Emily Johnson, I've been crazy about you forever. You just never noticed. She nuzzled against my chest contentedly. How long will you keep liking me? She murmured playfully. I kissed her temple. Let's start with a lifetime.